phantom hair. Have you guys ever had a hair like touch you and you think it's a bug and you freak out and they're like, oh, it's just my hair. It's just a regular old NASCAR Coors Light night tonight, folks. Get yourself a drink. We're gonna get started. Hey y'all, Chevy Rel here. It's been a minute. I've been super busy because, you know, holidays and whatnot. I am that crazy person that typically has all of my shopping done by like the first week, maybe second in November. And this year I didn't start until into December, probably the second week in December. So I was a little stressed out, just a hair. I do have to tell you, I was like this close to have it be a tequila night, but I refrained. Mainly because the entire reason that I bought the bottle of tequila is for a recipe that I'm taking for Christmas. And I thought, I'm not gonna use the whole bottle. I could totally have some tequila tonight, but decided against it. I still have stuff that I have to do after this. FOs. As you may or may not remember from last week, I was knitting the Harlow Hat, which for some reason, Logan, if you are watching this, shut this off. You shouldn't be watching it. I was knitting this hat for my brother's girlfriend, Logan, and I finished it. Okay, so this is the Harlow Hat by Andrea Mowery. The yarn, I have to look, is Desert Bloom Yarns and Dyelicious Yarns, both of which I mentioned last week. The light blue has a silk fiber content in it, and the dark blue-ish black is just 100% merino. The cool thing about the Harlow Hat is it is reversible. Totally, and that's because, which I hope I'm not giving too much away, of this tubular cast on. As some of you may have noticed, it's kind of small. And while I was knitting it, you know, I stretched it out while I was knitting it, and I'm like, you know, like I can fit it on my head, so it's good, right? Yeah, no. I get to the crown decreases. It's not working. I mean, look at this. It looks like it's pinching my head. I'm like, okay, my stitch count's obviously off, right? Okay. And the whole time I was like, it's a little tight, but I'm gonna trust the pattern. Because when I knit it for myself, I knit the adult large. And it's a little bit, like I find myself pushing it up, but I do like my hats a little loose. Like I'd rather them be on the looser side than the tighter side. But I wanted it to fit Logan, so I did the adult small. I did the stitch count, y'all. Not only did I use the stitch count for the child size, it's 2 stitches short of the child size. So I spent all this time busting a hump so that this would be done by Christmas, right? And it's the wrong size. So because I spent all this time knitting it, I went on to my brother's hat and figured that I would just figure out what to do for Logan's hat after I finished with my brother's hat. I was going to look at other patterns. I don't know about you guys. I am not really a fan of knitting the same pattern over and over again. It's just not my gig. I don't normally do it. I feel like out of 4 million patterns or however many patterns are on Ravelry, I don't know. I guess there's 4 million people on Ravelry. I don't know how many patterns are on Ravelry. But why knit the same thing twice, right? Is sort of usually my outlook. So that's where I left it. I perused patterns, yada yada. I started my brother's hat. My brother's hat, I did the Rikke and finished it. Isn't it cute? Okay. My brother, I've knit him a slouchy hat before and he didn't wear it. I know, you're like, why did you knit him another one then if he didn't wear the first one? I'm hoping he wears this one. Here's the thing, he looks so cute in them. He looks so cute in them. I like it. I'm gonna knit one for myself. As you guys know, or may or may not know, I don't know. Maybe you do know, maybe you don't know. Now you know, Amy Beth, Fast Girl Speaks, I think she's knit like 20 of these. This is a favorite pattern of Amy Beth's. So I'm hoping, I mean, I knit the short one, and my brother has a big head. Like, my brother's head's bigger than mine. So I'm hoping that it's not as slouchy on him. A little tag on there, Chevy Rolls Fibers. The inside says handmade with love. Handmade with heart. Funny thing, I had this wrapped. And I'm like, I have to show it on the podcast. So I totally unwrapped it. Oh, I forgot to mention, this hat I gave to Dan at first because Dan has a very small head. Like, he usually wears youth sizes, but this is even smaller than youth size. It fits his head, much like it fits my head, but it's pretty tight. Becca, she's the one that I made the tarot box for, which, BTW. On the Ravelry board, I had 2 viewers post videos on the correct pronunciation of Joie de Vivre.
Joie de Vivre? Joie de Vivre? Joie de Vivre?
Yes. It was so sweet of them.
Joie de Vivre. Joie de Vivre.
You guys, I'm not even kidding you. I listened to it 15 times and tried to say it with them. Joie de Vivre. It's V-I-V-R-E. And my mouth does not make that pronunciation.
Vivre. Vivre. Joie de Vivre. Joie de Vivre. Joie de...
No, I can't even. Anyway, Becca, who I made the tarot box for, has a little boy named Manny, and I think I'm gonna give it to him. Whips. I got my whips. Like Stewie in Family Guy. Cool Whip. Will Wheaton. Anybody? Whips. I am wonderfully in the middle of a row. So dumb. Okay, so not only was I in the middle of a row, but I had a drop stitch. I don't think I've ever knit on this podcast. I suppose if I had a co-host, maybe I could knit, although I am knitting right now. But I'm basically just filling time until I can get this row done. So let me speed it up for you. So this is the Harlow Hat 2.0. I went ahead and just knit the same pattern because I really think that she's gonna like it. And I made double, quadruple sure that the stitch count was correct. Y'all know what that means. I don't know when you are going to be seeing this, but today is Thursday, the 20th, and we are having Christmas on Christmas, but we are staying at my brother's on Monday, which means that I have until Sunday, even up through the hour car ride on Monday to get this done. Time is limited. You might see a picture of this on her head with the needles still in it. I don't know. My next whip, which has been so much fun, Birdleg mushroom bags. Everyone sent me pictures of the Mario mushrooms in IRL, in real life. For those of you who don't speak fluent internet abbreviations like those consarn kids use, IRL means in real life. And people sent me pictures of the mushrooms and they were amazing. They grow in Washington. These kinds. We have them in the States. Never seen them. Oh, and like Georgia, somebody else sent me one from Georgia. Like, dude, it's like I live under a rock. The Midwest is kind of boring though. I grew up going, and I wonder if I've already said this. I don't think I have. My grandparents lived in Fort Myers my entire life. So I grew up going there, right? My grandpa had a boat, we fished, blah, blah. When you fish in Florida, at least my grandpa, used shrimp for bait, which all of you Floridians probably already know this, or anybody else who fishes down south. My grandpa had this bucket and it had this little trap door thing that was spring loaded, and those shrimp would like pop around it. Ugh, they grossed me out so bad. And I was a tomboy. Like, I was good at that stuff. Like, I like bugs. I can bait a hook up here in the good old Midwest with a worm or a grub. I'm okay with that. when you were growing up as a kid. I've used a hot dog or two, you know, like whatever. I used a hot dog and a paper clip, never caught nothing, but I tried. So in Florida, my grandpa always had to bait my hook. Thank God he never made me do that because I couldn't have. I wouldn't have been able to go fishing. Well, in Florida, catfish are considered bait stealers. Like my grandpa always got ticked off when you caught a catfish because they just eat your bait, right? Well, up here in like the Ohio, Indiana area where I am, well, I grew up in Ohio. So in Ohio, people would go fishing. I go fishing with my friends, whatever, worm. And we just like caught stuff and threw it back in. I never ate anything. It's so boring to fish up here. I grew up on the Maumee River, the muddy Maumee. The Maumee's long, like here, it comes into Fort Wayne. The Maumee here in Fort Wayne looks more like a creek or creek, depending on where y'all are from. I love those dialect tests. God, can you?
Squirrel.
The Maumee where I'm from in Ohio is huge, like huge across. You can ski on it, multiple boats passing at once. It's that big. But they call it the muddy Maumee because it's really muddy. Well, all the fish that you pull out of it are the same ugly, murky brown color. They're just different shapes. And people that I would go fishing with would get all excited because they caught a catfish. And I'm over here like, bait stealer. I didn't care. Like, I'm like, they steal your bait. They're like, oh no, they taste good. I was like, gross. They're bait stealers. How did I get off on that tangent? No shit, dude. How did I get off on that tangent? I don't even remember. Anyway, all that to say, the Midwest is kind of boring. We have corn, ugly, muddy brown fish, and no cool Mario mushrooms. In my bird leg bag is my Midwinter Moon MCAL, Mystery Cal. You've all seen it, right? That should be the first picture that people put on their Instagram so that they don't ruin the surprise for the clue. Some people don't, but that's what that's for. So you choose multiple pictures and you put that there first, so then if people haven't gotten to the clue yet, you're not spoiling the surprise for other people. That's why people do that. I, just to remind you, am using V yarns. I should know the colorways and I don't. This is Gem, I know. V yarns, Gem. And those pink pops are like stars in the Midwinter. Like, it's so much fun. My color 2 is Metamorphosis by Leading Men Fiber Arts. And my third color is Vocoder. Damn it. I was so excited that I remembered what it was, and now I don't remember what it is. Anywho, it's Vocoder or Vocoder, and it is some sort of music recording device, I want to say, or something like that. So if you do not want to be spoiled, Clue 2 is out and has been out. Lots of finishes already. Clue 3 comes out tomorrow. So avert your eyes if you do not want to be spoiled. Isn't it awesome? Okay, so the lights are probably gonna wash it out. Actually, no, it's pretty good. So Clue 1 was up to those yarn overs right there. Aren't those pink speckles awesome? Okay, this was Clue 2. Or I guess it should go this way. For some reason, I could not find my size 6 interchangeables. They've disappeared. I have no idea where they are. Well, luckily, because I'm my Grandma Nada's granddaughter, I had a box of needles that I didn't want and I haven't used, and I was gonna give away. And I went through that and there was a size 6 circular in there. So it saved me because I could start. But hate them. I ordered a size 6 High Sharp, which I love my High Sharps. And now it is very enjoyable to knit. So I'm excited that Clue 3 is coming out tomorrow. She did say that Clues 3 and 4 are bigger than Clues 1 and 2. Oh, look. I can wear it. Oh, dude. Dude, oh my gosh. I can wrap it around like this when it's cold, right? I think so. Oh, I need a button. Okay, I will tell, I'm such a dork. Okay, I will tell you that this guy, for those of you who do not follow me on Instagram, I dropped a stitch and it is right there. I'll pick it up through here as high as I can go. I put this on Instagram that I dropped a stitch, and how cool is this? Larissa Brown, who is the designer of this pattern. I have something in my eye. It is very uncomfortable. I know my finger's in it.
Seriously, dude.
What the fuck? Okay. God, I thought it was a hair, but okay. Okay. Larissa Brown, who is the designer of this shawl, commented on my Instagram picture. No joke. And she said, I mean, not like we're friends or anything. She has no idea who I am. And I'm sure she stalks her own hashtags because if you do an MCAL, like you want to see what everybody's doing, right? She said that I can leave this. I don't have to tack it in because there's going to be a chance to fix it later. What do you suppose that means? Like, are we picking up? Maybe a tassel's going there. So many options. I'm excited. I get a little bit obsessive on things like this because I'm so excited to see it that I can't put it down. All of Clue 2 I finished on Saturday while watching the Great British Bake Off. I'm not done with season 1 yet, and there's like 7 seasons. Everybody talked about loving that show, and I'm finally like, I need to check out this show and see what it's all about. So, of course I like it. And for those of you who watch it, there's like 6 people left on the first season. Don't spoil it for me. I don't know who wins it. I love Martha. I'm pretty sure she's not going to win it, but she is so sweet. She's like 17 and they're baking with a bunch of adults. Anyway, the reason that I think it's refreshing is because all of our American cooking shows are very like high energy and screaming at people and cutthroat, like I want to win and wishing ill will on other people. And it's like, why does everybody have to be so mean? I did 23andMe and like 40-some% or close to 40-some% of my makeup is British. I think that's why I'm nice. Because everybody there is nice. And I feel like we can be so mean here sometimes. Like, people are baking. They're in competition with each other, but they're so nice. And they compliment. I mean, they're not like over there helping them, doing their stuff for them. But they compliment them and they congratulate them when they do well. And it was just nice to see such nice sportsmanship. Anyway, I'll get off my little soapbox now. This is going to be a long episode just because I'm babbling about shit that isn't even fiber related. I'm sorry. I do have a little bit of spinning that I showed off the last time. This is my twisted dye kitchen bag that I was gifted because she's awesome. And in it, I have this luscious fiber right here. I am spinning this. I didn't get very much done, but more than I had the last time. I got about an ounce spun. It looks like that. Is that blowing out? Maybe a little bit. This is on my I swear I get fiber out and it just, yeah, I didn't wind that very well. It kind of came undone. I'll just leave that right there. This is my Akerworks bobbin. I'm concerned because I usually spin 2 ounces and 2 ounces on my spindles, and this is 1 ounce And I think that it's gonna be a little too heavy to get that other 2 ounce on it. I'm gonna try it though. And the cool thing about this bag is there's a divider in there. So I can have the stuff I'm spinning on one side and the stuff that I'm waiting to spin on the other. That fiber is by Uniquely Yours, and I don't think that she's dyeing anymore. I want to say at Allegan last year she had her stuff on sale, and I tried to link this in the last show and she didn't come up. But it is 60-30-10 superwash merino, bamboo, and nylon. That'll just be a slow spin. I pick it up every now and again, you know, just kind of do a little here and there. That's all my knitting, folks. These are the only things I've been knitting on, and my MCAL, so I don't have a lot of knitting. However, I'm not done because I do have some enabling. Have any of you heard of LadyPurl? I'm gonna thank a viewer, and I apologize. Actually, I think it was a couple viewers, and I apologize. I don't remember who it was. I'm so sorry. But everybody knows my obsession with Labyrinth. It's probably like maybe a little unhealthy according to some people because I love it like a whole bunch. I've seen it probably 200 times. I don't know. LadyPurl, I will link her. She does super fun stuff because she has kits that are based on nerdy things. This is the Nerdy Knit Kit November edition, and it was Labyrinth. It came with a little piece of paper that kind of explained stuff. It says, I hope you enjoy these Labyrinth themed goodies. She tells a little bit about what comes in the box, and she did apologize because the boxes were delayed. The reasoning there was she was waiting on something to come that was like back ordered or was ordered from overseas. I forget what she said. Oh, England. She was waiting for something to come from England and it never came. So she added something else in its spot because she wanted to get the boxes out. Fiber. So she added something in its place, and then she said that if they ever did come, that she would send them. And I was like, okay. Well, you guys, it's still in the box. And it's because I opened it, I know what's in it, but I wanted to show you guys. And it's been hard because I've wanted to use something in here multiple times. This is a peach keychain. For those of you who are not familiar with the Labyrinth, Sarah eats a poisoned peach in it. And it says, it's only forever. So cool, it's a keychain. You could take it off. I haven't decided what I want to do with it yet. I want it to be something special. I just don't know what yet. Like, I don't want to put it on my car keys, you know? Like, I feel like it needs to be on something else. I wish you could smell what I smell right now. Almost forgot. This is locally made to her by a local maker, and it is Fernwood Designs. And where is her local? Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So I will try to link her as well. I'll look and kind of see what else she has. I have not done that yet. It's only forever. That's not long at all. This is the smell. Oh. Like, dude, that gives me the chills. It smells so good. I knew what this was before I opened it, hence me not opening it. And it's because I am a huge fan of LUSH. I love LUSH. The only LUSH that we had, or the closest LUSH that we had, was in the Macy's here in the mall, and now they're no longer there. So the only way I can get LUSH is if I order it offline or if I go to like Chicago or something. But this is my all-time favorite bath bomb, and it's called Lord of Misrule. You guys, the smell of this is amazing, and I've wanted to use it half a dozen times probably. Everything in this scent's amazing. I love it. And the last thing in the box was this scrumdiddlyumptious skein by LadyPurl. It's silver toned sparkle fiber, 90% superwash merino, 10% lurex, which I'm guessing is the silver. 411 yards fingering weight in the Goblin King colorway. I'm thinking, is this, it matches my hair kind of. Is this like the ball? When he was at the ball, maybe? I love it so much. Labyrinth makes me so happy. Just thinking about watching it makes me smile. Yesterday, I'll go out and get the mail, and I have an envelope. Looks like this. I'm like, I don't know who that person is. I'm like, what is this? And I open it. You guys, it's the little thing that never came from England and came from England. And she said that she was going to send it if they ever came in. And there was a little piece of paper. And she said, as promised, here's your free gift from England, which took forever to ship. Hope you enjoy all your labyrinth themed goodies. Happy holidays from LadyPurl Design. Did you say hello? No, I said hello, but close enough. You guys, come on inside. Have a nice spot of tea. Meet the missus. High five, LadyPurl. You did it right. Her themes are awesome. And if you can tell from this box, it's amazing. And the price, I can't remember the exact price, but I do know that this costs way more than I paid for it. At least I feel like it does. My next enabling is from Maddfuzzy Yarns. For those of you who don't know Marta, she has a podcast, Maddfuzzy Podcast, and she has her own business, Maddfuzzy Yarns. The cool thing is that everything she does is main sourced. I am going to link to her episode 23 video. She talks all about Maddfuzzy. It was very eye-opening because she explains her process and why she does small batches, the reason for small batches, the work that goes into it. She handpicks the fleece, she skirts it, she has to wait for the mill, then she dyes it. She talks about using breeds that maybe not everybody has. Like it's easier for somebody to, you know, go to a supplier and order 100 skeins of superwash merino than it is to do what she does. All of these sheep are in Maine. Like I said, she picks the fleece. I enjoyed that episode of hers so much. And I think that she's the kind of people in our industry that I most love to support. She loves what she does. She has a day job. She makes cheese. I'm going to order some cheese from this farm she's on. She's doing Vlogmas, which is so much fun. She's building her own house. Good people. You can just tell. I ordered a skein of yarn. I get this in the mail. As soon as I got it, I was like, Marta, there is not one skein of yarn in this bag. So I'm going to show you what all she has in this bag. She does watch the podcast. I've spoken to Marta before. I've watched her podcast for a while. And she put a note on here that said that she has been collecting koozies for me. And this is one of them. Let's Get Shipwrecked. There's another bottle one that has a can opener in it that says Maine on it. There's this one that says Sodally Tober. It's awesome. She included this cute little bag. This is the skein of yarn that I purchased. I fell in love. Oh my gosh, my hair is all over it. I fell in love with this colorway.
Oh God, what is up with my... That's because I was rubbing my eye because I had something in it. Now my eyelashes are all like...
She loves socks. She is a sock knitter. This is a fingering weight yarn. Perfect for socks. This is not... actually, it's not bad. It's not cashmere. This is meant for socks. It's going to be a hard-wearing sock. I'm very excited to knit it up. I'm in love with this gold color this season. Let me show you her label. I should ask her who drew this. It's adorable. The art, the sheep is shorn. Is that the word? Is that the past tense? Someone shared this sheep and it is now bald. She has a tattoo on her arm. Is that of Maine? That might be Maine. Oh my gosh, I need... That says shave me. Okay, so she has a bunch of tattoos on her arms. I think that that's Maine, the state of Maine, and then it says shave me. She's holding a ball of yarn. She has fiber on her head, and there's knitting needles in it. That is the cutest label. So it says, our base is local. Maddfuzzy is exciting sheep breeds, unique fibers, and hard-wearing yarns. From shepherd to shear, mill to dye pot, we keep it close to home. This is an entirely Maine-based fiber. She calls this colorway Sister Golden Hair Surprise, and this is her pretty tough base, which is 80% East Frisian wool and 20% Starfire nylon. It's 380 yards, 100 grams. This is mine. And then she sent me all these things. Thank you. You're amazing, doll face. These can be prizes or I can keep them, she said. I haven't decided completely, but here's what I'm thinking so far. This is an amazing color. And this is her colorway called Glacier Lake. And it's on her pure fuzzy base, which is 100% East Frisian wool. No, these are not superwash, so you will have to take care or they will felt. This is 400 yards. Do you guys hear Ditto sneezing? Side note, the dogs were kenneled when we went to Arizona over Thanksgiving, and Ditto got kennel cough. Well, he was vaccinated. So they got a hold of the manufacturer of the vaccine, and the manufacturer of the vaccine paid for all of his vet bills. He's fine. I mean, kennel cough, I think, sounds way worse than it is. It's just a cold. He was coughing and sneezing a lot. But he has been sneezing ever since then. So, I don't know. Back to the yarn. So this will be a prize. These minis, I also think I'm going to hold on to and put in little prize packs. These would make cute ornaments. They, if you watch Barbara on the Flame and Fiber podcast, she's making all of these little gnomes. They'd be cute for those. All sorts of ornaments. You could add them to your blankets. Not superwash. So they'd probably be a better stuffy than a blanket now that I'm saying that out loud. Now, these two. This is her colorway Blush, which it's showing, at least to me on my screen, a little more tan or buttercuppy. It is definitely blush in real life. There is a pink. I don't know why it's not. This is not the color. It is truly a blush color. This is on her Old World DK base, 100% BFL/Dorset wool. 130 yards, 50 grams. And then this one is also her Old World DK base in her Stonewall colorway, which that's pretty close. Now, why does the blush not show up? That seriously looks like yellowy, buttercuppy, tanny. It is not at all that. It is definitely like a rosy pink blush color. Anyway, but this is right. So weird. This is also our Old World DK 100% BFL/Dorset wool. 130 yards, 50 grams. So that's 260 yards. I'm thinking that this would be the cutest little colorwork sweater for my nephew. Like heirloomy. I mean, I know that this is blush, but I think if it's mixed with, because it is kind of pinky, I think if it's mixed with the blue, it won't look pink. But wouldn't that be cute? I don't know. Maybe it'll end up as a prize. Marta, thank you so much. You rock. You're amazing. Everybody needs to go check out her podcast and her yarn. You know, I have 2 pairs of socks on the needles right now. My Airlies, note, I did not show those to you. That's because I knit like 3 rounds on them and that was it, because I've been doing Christmas knitting. Then my brainless socks, which I am still planning on finishing for the Finish It Cal, that Sweet Tea No Shade is doing. That's currently happening, but I have Christmas knitting going. It's over at the end of January, so I'm going to have a month to finish those. I am going to work on those brainless socks. I did not touch my Susu. That's actually the back of it right there hanging on that chair. I'm a little mad at it. I think I said that the last time. Like, I don't even want to touch it. Then Dan wants socks. Dan makes me feel bad because I don't knit him more socks. I mean, I can only knit so fast. I really want to cast these on though. But I told Dan that the next pair of socks that I cast on would be his socks. So I think I'm going to do it. Is it called Vanilla is the New Black? Barbara, Flame and Fiber. She just showed hers. She blew out a heel on one of hers. And I think it's called the Vanilla is the New Black. It has a really cool heel. Maybe that's what I'll knit, Dan. I don't know. We'll see. Grand plans. There's like a million things that I want to knit and not enough hours in the day. Y'all remember my peeking from the last time with the little balls of darkness, the brown halo that was on my sweater? Marta, because she's basically amazing. She said, is there yak in that blend? And I'm like, yeah, pretty sure there is. And she's like, it's the yak. It's brown and has a short staple. That's totally what it is, which is why it's so soft, because yak's amazing. So Marta, I love having smart friends. Next up, I am going to do a flash giveaway. Right? Surprise. There's a pattern called the Berry Bonnie Buffalo Plaid pattern, and it is actually for a hat and a pair of hand warmers. I'm just watching a spider like crawl around in a web. Like he's just hanging out, chilling there. This is like a spider window or something. I always see spiders in here when I'm talking to you guys. It's one of those dumb little wispy ones too. I always feel like I have to kill those because I hate their webs. If I put them outside, I'll just die. Because I usually put them outside. Oh, decisions are the worst. Maybe I'll just leave them there. It's your lucky day, little man. Or Charlotte, whoever you are. What was I talking about? The giveaway. The Berry Bonnie Buffalo Plaid hat and fingerless mitts. The designer of the hat and mitts is a gal by the name of Wendy. Some of you may know her as the host of the Baba Yaya podcast. Ba, like Baba Black Sheep. And Sandy is friends with Wendy. Sandy is a watcher of the podcast and wanted to donate a pattern to you guys for a giveaway. So this time for the giveaway, we are going to try a Ravelry giveaway. I know, right? It's like the first time ever. I thought it would be fun in the spirit of the holiday season / Christmas season / Hanukkah / no holiday if you don't celebrate holidays. Just because I like seeing what you guys have and do and celebrate and hold dear to your hearts. The blanket way to enter for this pattern is I would like for you to post a picture of either the oldest ornament on your tree, your favorite ornament, or if you don't celebrate holidays at all and don't have ornaments, something cool that you want me to see. That's all you have to do. Easy peasy. You can take a picture of your dog if you want. they're kind of like ornaments. I mean, some people put like necklaces on them and carry them around in purses, so I'm excited to see what you guys have for that. We'll draw for the prize, old school style, just like Chevis always does. Be sure to go check out the Baba Yaya podcast, as well as just Wendy herself. Sandy, thank you so much for being an awesome viewer. That was so nice of you to donate a pattern to the podcast just because you wanted to, in the spirit of the season. We have some really cool people in our fiber community, and I am grateful for it all the time. So thank you very much for watching, for participating, for supporting other makers and podcasters, and just being cool and nice in general, because there's enough shitty people in the world that, you know, it's nice when you get somebody who's nice once in a while. So pay it forward, peeps. You know what, that being said, I used to go through Starbucks a whole bunch and have people buy drinks. You know, they do the chain thing, like the person in front of you bought your drink and then you buy the person behind you. That hasn't happened in a while. Next time I go to Starbucks, I'm going to start it. Because I want to. In other news, I'm sure you guys have seen, it is Vlogmas. Vlogmas everywhere. Everybody's doing Vlogmas. I try to keep up. I've actually done pretty well at it. I think, of course, I can't watch everyone. It's so much fun to see in all these fibery people's worlds that, like, maybe a little bit that's not fibery about their world. A lot of it is still fiber related, but you do get to see, you know, daily stuff that is fun. You get to watch them open their advent calendars. A lot of them have that. Barbara, the Flamin' Fiber podcast, Purl. She has a German Shepherd named Purl, and Purl eats everything. I feel Barbara's entire Vlogmas has been the saga of what has Purl eaten now. She is a German Shepherd puppy that is like, you know, a whole lot of puppy, much like Ditto. I commented on one of her Vlogmases that I feel like if Purl and Ditto were human, they would be like Bonnie and Clyde. I mentioned earlier is making the little elves. She has a whole bunch of. If you don't watch her podcast and you like travel, they travel all over. They're getting ready to go to like Moscow. They just got back from Egypt. She puts pictures in. It's a lot of fun. I very much enjoy her travels. She met Leslie from the Not Enough Yarn podcast, which is another podcast you should watch, who is also doing Vlogmas. I love her. I want to be all these people's friends in real life. Somebody needs to hurry up and come up with one of those like beam me up Scotty things. What's it called? Babe.
What?
What's the beam me up Scotty thing called? A
Teleporter?
Teleporter. Somebody needs to hurry up and come up with a teleporter, because I have made so many friends doing this podcast and they all live far away, and I want to knit with them. Like on a Sunday. Like I just want to, you know, jump in my little bubble and say, beam me somewhere, and I'm going to be like in the UK knitting with Leslie. That's what I want to do. Yeah. And Angie, the knitter next door. She's across the pond too. Dan calls her the fairy tale girl because she lives in a place that, like, by Sherwood Forest. And Dan's like, I thought that was in a storybook. I'm like, yeah, but it's a real place too. He's like, seriously? So now he calls Angie the fairy tale girl. But the knitter next door, you should go watch her podcast. I've also been watching her Vlogmas. Her little boy, Ezra, is, and y'all know how I kind of feel about kids, right? It's not like I dislike them, but I'm not like, ooh, kids. Like now, if you have a dog, I'm like, ooh, dog. Like I'll cross the street to pet a dog. But if I see a kid from afar, I'm like, yeah, kid. Ezra is so flippin' cute. He's so cute. I've just gone off on this huge tangent on Vlogmas. Tommy from Squirrel Pie. She did an AMA, which is Ask Me Anything, with her husband, Colin, which I very much enjoyed. I loved it. I'm wondering if you guys would be interested in me doing an AMA. It could be with Dan, it could be with my parents, it could be with my brother, with Clint. I don't know if you guys even care about that, but it looked like a lot of fun. So I'm gonna open a thread up on the Ravelry group. And if you have questions for anybody, go ahead and put them in there. And I don't necessarily have to like sit down and do an entire video of AMAs, but maybe I'll throw in like short little snippet videos. Like if you have a question for my brother, I'll just like record a quick video asking him a question. I just thought it'd be fun to like throw something on there, kind of like my way of doing Vlogmas, because I do not have, I know me, I do not have the dedication to do Vlogmas. I'm so glad that everybody else does. I do not have that. So if you want to see a little snippet of some non-fibery stuff with me, you can go ahead and post a pic. Okay, creepy. Hi.
Hi.
Creep me out like I just see you in my peripheral. What's going on?
I seem to have lost a grapefruit and a couple of oranges.
No, you didn't.
Well, I don't have them, and I did.
It's
So,
they're in your bag.
what bag?
The bag that you got from work.
Where is it?
I put everything back in the bag. Dan had a Christmas party at work, and he took everything out of the bag and put it on the table. And I put everything back into the bag to clean the table off last night so we could have dinner.
And what'd you do with the bag?
I don't know. It's out there somewhere. Anyway, as I was saying, if you're interested in more of the non-fibery things in my world, you can post a question in the Ravelry thread and maybe I'll answer it and put a short little video in. I feel like I'm tilted. Hold on. Unless you think that's silly. Maybe you won't even want to know that. I enjoyed Tommy's. The only other thing I want to talk about is also not fibery related. Anybody who is into the zodiac or interested in knowing more about birth charts, this book is where it's at. She started following me on Instagram or her page for this, The Stars Within You, probably because she found me by way of a tarot hashtag or something. I went to her profile. I saw this book. It looked awesome. I ordered it. It is awesome. Birth charts are something that I have always been intrigued in and wanted to know more about. I've tried to learn myself a few times how to read them. It made no sense to me. It was not easy. This book is awesome. She teaches you how to read birth charts, and she tells you where to go to print out your birth chart. And for those of you who aren't familiar with that, you have your zodiac sign. I'm a Pisces, right? Which means your sun is in Pisces, or for me. But then, based on where in the world you were born and the time of day you were born, there's all these other factors that go into it. So while your sun sign's a Pisces, there's all this other stuff that goes into it. For instance, my moon sign is Gemini, which means all these different things that I won't get into. If you're into this stuff though, it's all in the book and I suggest you go check it out. If you've never seen a birth chart before, it looks like that. Yeah, and I'd print out my birth chart and be like, that looks like a foreign language to me. I have no idea what I'm looking at. This book is amazing and she does a fantastic job of teaching you how to read it. I am not all the way, you know, like I still have a long way to go. I'm right there. So I'm still learning, but I'm very much enjoying it. And I just thought that I would give it a shout out if any of y'all are interested in anything like that. I've always liked the zodiac. Obviously, I'm into tarot. And while I know a lot about the zodiac, there's tons that I don't know, birth charts being one of them. And there are also some signs that I just don't have they are not very prevalent in my world, and I needed to learn a little more about. And zodiac and tarot work quite closely with each other, and I want to better my practice of combining those two things. So that's part of, I've been studying tarot a lot. Maybe I could have gotten a little more knitting done. But hey man, you only have one life. Live it the way you want. And I want to learn this. So I just thought that I would throw it out there that I really, really like this book. And that is it, yo. Hold on. Somebody wants to say hello. Olive wants to say hello. Did you guys know pugs get zits? See that little boop dot right? Oh, I didn't mean to. That little dot right there is, you wanted to say hello. So she came to say hello and goodbye with me because I am cashing out. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays. I hope that you have a fantabulous time spending time with your family and celebrating it however you choose to celebrate it in your world with your family. And until we meet again, catch you later. Say bye, Olive. Say boys. Love you.